I remember someone saying somewhere it was like the Ross and Rachel of that time.
I think Hannah would just be looking in the mirror going, oh my goodness, I'm so tall.
Yes.
Bit of a breakthrough, yes, having to understand that people do actually share accommodation
Upstairs
sometimes.
and downstairs.
Hi, Michelle. I'm Lauren with DCFilmGirl.com. You look beautiful as always.
Thank you. You too. Nice to meet you, Lauren.
Yes, nice to meet you as well. Congratulations on this series. I've been watching since the beginning, and all three films have been phenomenal. I was a big sobbing mess at the end of the premiere watching the grand finale. So congratulations to you on this incredible accomplishment and role. Lady Mary is everything to me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Lady Mary to me has always been portrayed as the modern woman, yet she does hold this deep respect for the traditional. And that is kind of a combination to me of both her grandmother and mother. What do
Yeah.
you think is the biggest lesson she's learned from each of them?
I think you're right. She's in some ways, when I look back at the early series, she was sort of reluctant to step into her role, um and into those traditions and that traditional role. She was a bit of a rebel. There was a sort of resistance in some ways, and that was partly to do with her maturity and her, slight arrogance in the beginning. She kind of, I look back at her, I'm like, she was like this sort of arrogant teenager. Um, and now, looking at the woman that she's become and the role that she stepped into, it's been a really satisfying journey. And I think that you're absolutely right. I think she gets her modernity and influence of from her mother, in that she looks at the world a little differently. She's an American. She she can accept the rules being bent a little bit, whereas her grandmother was much more traditional. Although deep down, I think that Violet also had a little sense of, a rule breaker, and under, as the story unfolded, you could sort of see that she was way more than just, very traditional. So um I think that, she takes a lot of strength from her grandmother and the stoicism, and uh and in a way, I think, that ability to not be too sentimental is
Hmm.
really
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
skill. But then she gets kind of the emotional side from her mother, and the slightly softer edges, I think, from Cora.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we did get a little glimpse of Violet's past in a new era, which I really, really appreciated. So
Yeah,
Granny definitely had some fun in her day, which I
she
liked.
did.
She did. What has been one of your personal favorite storylines to play out for Mary over the course of the series and the films?
I think one of my favorites, although it was probably the most challenging, was series 6, when
Mm,
Mary is sort of having kind of later grief in some ways. She's going through a very sort of angry stage where she's reluctant to embark on this relationship with Henry.
right.
She's very angry at her sister. That was a big from an acting point of view, that was a real joy
Mhm.
to really tap into those sides of her. I really enjoyed it. It was challenging, but I really enjoyed kind of going to those slightly darker places with Mary.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's definitely experienced a lot of grief, over our time watching her. I did love the very end montage of everything where we see all of the beautiful memories that Mary, remembers in Downton Abbey, and of course that beautiful montage of her and Matthew dancing.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about Mary and Matthew's romance that still has us fans all, twisted up? I love that they kind of brought that back and had that moment for the two of them.
Yeah. I think it was very, it was amazing actually how that relationship became such a global fascination.
Yeah.
Um, I remember someone saying somewhere it was like the Ross and Rachel of that time, because I
Yeah.
think I think the audience really was rooting for them, because there was that kind of will they won't they dance
Yes.
in the beginning, and then when they finally got together at that beautiful proposal in the snow, I mean, it was just so romantic.
So, so.
Um, that it was something that the audience then, you know, felt like they were a part of, and it was so satisfying. So that then, you know, Matthew's death was such a shock and, you know, so upsetting for the audience, having invested so much in that relationship. I'm kind of not surprised that it's been brought back into the movie, because that was, for the fans, I think that was a big part of the story. So to see that moment between them is really special again.
And you're absolutely right. Matthew and Mary are definitely one of the ultimate TV couples, I think, forever now. Very, very similar to Ross and Rachel. Michelle, I would chat with you all day about this film. I also have to say The Gentleman is one of my favorites, and I love it when you say, there's fuckery afoot.
It's one of my
You're like,
favorite
there's
lines.
not, there's fuckery afoot. I love that so much. Thank you so much for your time, Michelle, and congratulations again to you.
Thank you so much. You're my last interview today, so thank you very much.
Well, have a wonderful rest of your day, and congratulations on your pregnancy and everything.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren.
Alan and Joanne, this is an honor. I adore this series. I've loved watching all the films. Can't wait to bring my mom. Congratulations to the two of you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. I love that each of your characters have had these insane, beautiful character arcs over the series and the film, seeing where they are now. If season 1 Anna could see where she ends up in this final film, what do you think she would say?
I think she'd be thrilled with where she ends this 15-year time. Obviously, there's been a lot of heartache in between, but it's like anything in life, isn't it? We never know what's around the corner, good or bad, and I think that's probably a good thing that we don't. And if I feel the same as Anna. I'm thrilled with where we are now.
Absolutely. Alan, what about for Tom, where he started compared to where he is now? I feel like he would be like, if I'm there in 15 years, I don't know if I believe that.
Exactly that. I think if I turned to Tom Branson and said, after the first episode, you're going to be here giving advice to Lord Grantham and telling him how to move on, he would have been like, come on, what have you been smoking? So it's been amazing. But even as an actor, to go on this journey with this character has been such a joy.
Yeah.
And to find him here at the end is... I'm so happy with where he is, and the fact that he feels like he's fully accepted the family as much as the family fully accepted him, and the fact that he can turn and do what he does in relation to Robert with such love and gratitude. I think it's a lovely button and full stop for Tom's story.
Yeah, I loved watching the relationship between him and Robert throughout. It was it's so good. Joanne, if Lady Mary and Anna switched roles, what do you think she would be most surprised by, like finally stepping into her shoes, fulfilling that
so like
role?
if they swapped bodies for a day.
Yes, if they swapped bodies for a day, what do you think that she would be most surprised about?
I should have just said
swapped
Freaky
bodies.
Friday.
Yeah, if they Freaky Friday. Okay,
I'm sorry.
got it. Right.
I should have just done the American way. Freaky Friday.
Great, got it. I think Hannah would just be looking in the mirror going, oh my goodness, I'm so tall.
Yes.
I think she'd spend all day looking in the mirror going, look at my legs, they're so tall, they're so long.
Mary,
that's what I do.
The estate's falling apart. Stop it.
Stop it, I'm so gorgeous and tall.
You're like, I literally don't care what she has to do. I just want to be in the body.
I'd absolutely take that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because one of my favorite parts is obviously the relationship and friendship between, Lady Mary and Anna throughout the course is so good. Alan, I always loved how Tom stood his ground with the Crawleys. And of course, Joanne, seeing Anna overcome all of the trauma, seeing where she is now. After playing characters like this for 16 years, I imagine you still have to hold that character close to your heart forever. What's something that you're going to take with you, or something that's just going to kind of carry on with you and your personality from Tom and Anna?
I think a line that resonated with me when I got to say it in the show, and I've tried to maintain it throughout Tom's story, is his line, I don't believe in types, I believe in people.
Yes.
And I think that if we can all have a little bit more of that in our lives, we'd probably be in a better place.
The whole world needs that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I take with me, something I've always loved about Anna is the courage of her conviction and the fact she is a really good person. That is a rare thing, to have a genuine good soul the way she is. And I always have a little bit of that in my heart for sure.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
her
special
joy in helping
quality.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I chat with the two of you all day about this, but I'm so excited for our audiences to finally see Downton Abbey, the grand finale. The two of you were so fun to chat with.
Thank
Bohemian
you.
Rhapsody is a masterpiece.
Oh,
My
thank you.
fiance and I are watching Malbland. We love it.
Oh,
So yeah, so happy to chat with the two
Thank
of you
you.
today.
Congratulations to you and your fiance.
Yes, thank
yes.
you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
did notice your beautiful ring.
Thank
came
you.
in.
Have to be dressed for Lord Crawley, okay?
Amazing. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations to the two of you on this film. I was a complete sobbing mess at the end of it.
Aw.
I thought it was an ultimate send-off, and I hope that both of you know how much the show has meant to so many people.
We're being told that.
Yes, each of your characters has had this incredible character growth over the series and the 3 films, all of which have been amazing. What do you think Mr. Molesley and Robert would be most surprised about, looking where they were in season 1 to where they end up in the final film?
Oh boy. Well, I think Mr. Molesley would have been quite content to have stayed a butler and to have, just sort of served out his life in that beautiful building.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else has come as an enormous surprise.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he was able to become a school teacher,
Yeah.
I thought was a beautiful storyline for him. And this this latest iteration of his career, where he becomes a screenwriter, is just bordering on the preposterous, really.
That's my favorite part of his storyline.
yeah. Learn to expect the unexpected.
Yes. What would Robert think of how he ended up if he was?
Well, actually, there's no great surprises, really, because he was born into this role of conserving the estate. That was his job in life. And I suppose the only surprise is that he hasn't died in post. That he's actually been encouraged, and rightly so, to hand over while he's still got his health, so that he can enjoy the twilight years.
Yes.
I think maybe he'd be surprised that he's handing over an estate that is, while estates around him are collapsing for all sorts of reasons, that this one's still going. Mm-hmm. And he's actually handing it on to his daughter, who he's come to realise is actually a very safe pair of hands. Yeah. So yes, less of a transformative arc than Mr. Molesley, but
he had a surprise with looking at the flat, though. That was hilarious.
Yes, that was a bit of a breakthrough. Yes, having to understand that people do actually share accommodation
Upstairs and downstairs.
That was like, oh, just through here, amazing.
Yeah.
That was so good. And Mr. Molesley, of course, has had some of the most comedic moments in the films. I love it when you're, exploring the screenplay with Michelle, and then of course blurting out to the Queen in the first film. Has there been a particular favorite comedic scene of his that you've really relished and enjoyed?
Those instances that you mentioned, I love doing them.
I love the Queen one in the first film.
Yeah. I loved in this film his inability to drive this very expensive car.
It was so good.
I had this image of Mr. Toad in Wind in the Willows, where he just he's got this beautiful machine, but he's absolutely terrified.
Yeah, she's like, I drove here with Molesley. Well, Robert is one of the best girl dads ever. One of my favorite parts of watching this series is his relationship with Lady Mary specifically. And of course, we get a lot of that here in the final film. What have you just loved about playing this girl dad in this series and working with Michelle, and particularly exploring that relationship with him passing it to his eldest daughter, Lady Mary?
Oh, it's been a lovely experience working with Michelle particularly. We've always relished doing those scenes together because Julian writes with such generosity toward what he does throughout the show, but he writes with great skill this dynamic between them, and also there's often surprising reactions. You think Robert's going to react in a curmudgeonly or angry way, but actually has great sympathy for her, and I think he slightly envies her the ability to go out into the world and cause a stir. One of my favourite bits is when he says, "Go off to America and marry a cowboy or something, shake us all up a bit." So he admires her slightly at times risky lifestyle.
That's true.
While perhaps not condoning it explicitly, he secretly envies her the twinkle in her eye and her ambition.
I think so too. I would chat with the two of you all day about this series and film, but congratulations. I cannot wait to bring my mom to see it. And I have to tell you, Notting Hill is one of the best films of all time. Love your role in that. Watch it religiously. I love it when you tell Julia, oh, what do you do for a living? An actor. Oh, splendid. My girlfriends and I quote that daily.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you guys so much.
Nice.